Hi, I'm John Fitzgerald and welcome to this week's edition of Team Wealth Builders. Now, we've got to keep this functioning well. And what's this? This is us. So I had a lot of people give me feedback when I last spoke about health, and I really just touched on quickly the key aspects of sleep, diet and exercise. And I thought I'd drill down into diet, because this is one that Australians probably need to learn more of. And it's something that I've experimented in for a very, very long time and still investigate. I try and eat organic and I try and eat alkaline food. Now, it's proven that organic food doesn't have any extra nutrients. So people say to me, well, why do you eat it if it doesn't have any extra nutrients? I eat organic not because of what it's got, but because of what it hasn't got. And what it doesn't have is all the pesticides and toxins. And this is a really interesting thing that I've learned over the last year. In fact, the last couple of years. What we eat determines our frame of mind. So I get a lot of people who write to me just saying, John, I'm tired all the time. I feel depressed. I just have this feeling sometimes of hopelessness. And I'll drill down into their diet. And they're running on adrenaline and things that promote adrenaline. They're running on stress. And these things affect the chemical imbalance in your brain, which causes this normality of a normal brain wave to be pushed to highs and lows. So you'll get the highs and lows. And a lot of this is caused by diet. And I've watched this so acutely over the last 15 years at Toogoolawah School, where I see so many kids come through the school who have, according to the doctors, attention deficit disorder. Now, this is a relatively new disease, I'm told. What I look at and see as attention deficit disorder is an eating disorder, because the kids get up in the morning and they drink a litre of Coke before school and maybe don't even have any breakfast. It's not a way to function, and it will affect you emotionally. So what do we do? What's a way to really start again? I just did a massive detox, and I'll tell you about it. And for some of you who want to investigate this, I'll give you some clues or some tips. Now, I've done a lot of fasting over the years. I'm not recommending it to you, go out and do a fast. I'm saying it's something you might want to investigate. Why do I do fasting? Because I'm somebody that does have a lot of energy. I speak a lot to people. And what happens is it affects my adrenaline, my cortisone, and affects my energy. And I can be depleted. So I've got to manage these things within myself. I've got to be careful about what I call the big four: caffeine, alcohol, tobacco and sugar, and making sure I really don't have much or any of that, or I manage it, because that can affect your stress levels, affects your adrenaline, and all of a sudden you can have these highs and lows. It's about balance and managing yourself. Every now and then you've got to take time out. And it's amazing because Australians go on a holiday, and what do? They drink alcohol and caffeine, and sometimes it's stressful. And I think that's not a holiday. That's not helping your body recuperate, and certainly not helping your mind and your emotions recuperate, because a lot of our eating has to do with our emotion. I'm feeling a little bit, I'm going to eat something. I'm going to have a cup of coffee to pick me up. I'm going to have a drink to help me to relax, and all of these things that are giving us messages. So getting back to it. Every year I do a detox, and I call it the spring clean. Why not? I mean, we clean out our wardrobe, we clean out our car, we clean out other things. Why wouldn't we clean out our body? So in my investigations, I spoke to a good friend who I trust in this line, who put me onto the Rich Anderson detox. Now, this is really intense. And if you want to look up further, just go on YouTube and type in Rich Anderson. He's got an 11-minute video. But it's not for the faint-hearted. Now, the detox is intense, and this is someone who's practiced it for 30, 40 years. So it's someone that I was really interested to investigate, look at their testimonials, look at all the challenges that they had, and they have a support group of that. Now, what was amazing on this detox, which was different to the other ones I've done, is that it properly cleans out your liver, your gallbladder, your heart, your colon, your stomach, just all parts of your body. And most importantly, it aligns with the alkaline diet. Now, I haven't spoken about it before, but I have an alkaline diet, which is essentially I eat more alkaline foods than acidic foods, because all my research seems to indicate that cancer is aligned with acidity, all the acidity we have in our body that clogs up our arteries and our whole systems from functioning. And when I investigate the Rich Anderson, I realise, and look at the testimonials, I realise that we've got toxins in our body that have been here just all of our lives. So for me, over 40 years of eating pesticides, of eating emotional food, of this, of that, all that sort of thing. So I did the 14-day detox. Now, it was intense. And it was intense for a couple of reasons. It took you on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster because you're actually really detoxing. And you're letting go of a lot of memories that, I didn't even realise I had, that obviously associated with food. But that's all another story. But then you have this mucoid plaque that comes out of your system and you say, what the hell is that? And that's something when you look up Rich Anderson, you'll say, whoa, how can we have that in our system? Because I think I'm a healthy person. I did it, and a lot of mucoid plaque. My 20-year-old daughter did it as well. 20 years old, healthy, etc., lots and lots of mucoid plaque. And this is almost like substance within your body, toxins that have remained in your body, clogging up your system. You would be amazed how great you feel after 14 days. Not for the faint-hearted, but worth investigating. So 2 takeaway things. Number 1 is maybe look up the alkaline diet. Look it up, research it. Worthwhile doing. And number 2, if you're looking for a detox, have a look at Rich Anderson's video. You need to plan yourself to do it because you need to lock yourself away for, and a minimum is 14 days. Some people do it for 28 days, and maybe that's something I'll investigate in the future, but every year I'll do it for the 14 days. 2 takeaways. Thanks for listening to me.